Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. It's lunchtime here in the Midwest. Don't know what time it is to you, but hope everything finds you well. I'm your buddy Choppadong. This is the MLB Rundown brought to you by DFSArmy.com, your one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy sports. Consider becoming a VIP down there in the comments section. Click the link, use the coupon code CHOP, CHOP, and get that 20% off discount each and every month that you remain a member. All sports, all tools, all coaching, everything for one price. NFL is on its way. We're going to do MLB today. But guys, seriously, we make you a better player. It's that simple. Like and subscribe to the video while you're down there. Would really appreciate that. And let's dive in to the research station at DFSArmy.com. I usually start off on the pitching tab. And when I do, I come all the way over here to the Chop Shop section. I can look at the K scores and see which ones are green, which ones are good pitching matchups for the day. But I'm looking for the red over here in the W score because I want to find who the bad pitchers are. That way, that gives me an idea of who the good bats might be. And when I see these guys push down here towards the bottom when I sort by ascending order, all that means is that the numbers get bigger as it goes down the chart. And so I'm looking down here for all of these reds and pinks and whatnot, and I really like Dylan Cease here, maybe stacking against him. Here's some good pinks and stuff in Danny Duffy, a little bit more in J Happ. I don't know if we would target something like Luke Weaver or not. I mean, he's at the bottom for a reason. He gives up a lot of WOBA against, and the team that he's facing tends to hit for a lot of WOBA. That's why his number is bigger than anybody else on the slate. His peripherals are a little interesting, though. So, maybe so, maybe not. Maybe that's something you dive deeper into on your own. I would be focused any of these bottom 6 or 5, 5 or 6, probably these middle 3 or 4 the heaviest, which is different than usual. Usually it's just straight up on the bottom. That would be Kansas City, Chicago, New York Mets, and Washington. That's where I'd be focused. That's probably where I'll start doing my research today. So knowing that, you can write those 4 teams down on a smaller slate like today. Those might be the only teams that you stack. In an optimizer, put 25% each on them, 25% over on your secondary stacks of just them. Mix and match with some one-offs of all these other guys and let it rip. You could certainly do that, or you can add in smaller exposures of these other teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, Philadelphia, whatever, as you want. That's where you deviate from my system. My system starts at the ground floor, builds the foundation, and then you, of course, add a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom house or a jacuzzi in the master suite or a 3-car garage. Whatever it is that you want to do to specify your unique house is how you're going to operate this, but the foundation's going to be the same from my house to yours, if that makes sense. When I go to the batting matchups, I slide over here to the very same chop shop, to the very same W score, and I sort that by descending order this time because it brings the big numbers to the top. And when we're looking from a pitching perspective, those big numbers are good for bats, bad for pitchers because we're looking from a pitching perspective. But when I'm looking from a batting perspective, these big numbers are good for bats still. It shows me a high WOBA hitter going against a pitcher that allows a good deal of WOBA. So that's a good thing. See how he all of a sudden turns green? 2.25 home runs per 9, 2.7 home runs per 9. These are the types of pitchers that we want to be attacking. They have these large percentages of home runs to fly balls, high fly ball percents, a lot of hard contact, etc. That allows us to roster these guys with confidence. So I might scroll over here, put a filter on this number just for speed, something greater than, say, on a shorter slate, 575-ish. That means that all of the fluff has been trimmed away because now I will include those in my lineup runs, don't get me wrong. But what I'm really targeting is which players I want to give that extra boost to so that in my optimizer runs, they show up more often. That's all I'm after. So I come over here and I click the catchers tab and I see Grandal and Carson Kelly are in good spots today. So I'm going to boost them. I see that Alonso, Encarnacion, Thames, and Abreu. See Washington again. Chicago White Sox again. These are Chicago White Sox, guys we've already identified on good teams in good stackable matchups. So I'm going to give them a little bit additional boost in my lineups. There is no second baseman, apparently. I don't know why that's stuck over there. But Devers, Machado, Frazier, shortstop, Tatis, Anderson, Seager. Maybe there's just nobody that has a 580 or higher. That's probably what this is. Yep. Nobody has that number or higher. So there are no second basemen I'm going to boost. That doesn't mean I'm not going to pick one on my roster. It just means I'm going to let the domination station optimizer do that for me. I'm not going to boost it and encourage it to give me a higher percentage of any particular second baseman because none of them are in a particularly great matchup. And we may find that out when we go to the next tab here. We'll go to the trends tab and take a look. But outfielders fairly deep: Soto, Bellinger, Gurriel Jr., Betts, Trout, Bruce, Hernandez, Soler, Peterson, Verdugo, Gardner, Jackie Bradley Jr. Simple, right? Over and done. That's it. Those are only you write down the teams you want to stack, you write down the players that you want to boost in the optimizers, you go set up your stacks, put the weights that you want, 20% on this, 5% on this, whatever. Organize it the way you want to. Let it go. Very, very simple. We go into the trends tab and we want to see who's hot. Another one of my favorite tabs. I sort by L7 WOBA, that's last 7 days WOBA. I sort by descending order again to bring all of the big guys, the hot hitters, up to the top. I filter off the 14-day plate appearances by about 25 or more so that I can get guys that are most likely to start. I only want to look at the starters. Otherwise, I'm going to be taking, I don't want to be worried about a platoon guy in 40% of my lineups when he doesn't make the start tonight. When lineups are released. I'd rather just not deal with those guys at all right now. I'll make that adjustment at, 4 or 5 o'clock this evening. But I take a look at these WOBAs here, and now I can see Hoskins, Turner, Profar, Mike Trout, Eric Hunt. These are also guys that I should be boosting. If I'm not already boosting them in my optimizer, I should probably throw an extra boost on these guys as well. I can do position by position if I want and see a bunch of these catchers that are actually, I would have to sort that by descending order and see if anyone pops to the top. It should have been default sorted that direction, but that was ISO. I'm so sorry. I messed up. But there you go. 465, that's not great for 7 days. It's just not. You need to see something around 600-ish. So there, Hoskins is a good one. Hosmer is a good one. If I come over to second base, I can see that Profar is hot. Well, duh, he had a good night the other night. But now, that would be one that I might boost as a second baseman. I didn't on the W score matchups, but I might just on the fact that he's swinging a hot bat right now. Same with third base. I jump up to like a Devers and probably nobody else. Shortstop, Trey Turner, probably nobody else. Doesn't mean these guys won't have good days. They're still hitting for decent WOBAs. But over these shorter sample sizes, if a dude is truly white hot, he's not going to have what is an elite sample size for the season, which is a 400 WOBA. He's going to be way above that because he's only dealing with a week or 2 weeks. And anyone can get super hot in those time periods. And that's why we're looking for these guys. Mike Trout, Alex Gordon, maybe some Clint Frazier, Gurriel Jr. are great additions. You can go through and do the same thing for a BVP tab, do the same thing for any of these tabs that you want here in the optimizer or in the research station for MLB. But this is an easy, quick rundown, very, very fast, over and done, in and out in 10 minutes. Now you go take your time and play with the optimizer, set it up how you want to set it up. But you've got a basic foundation that works, that produces GPP winning lineups. You'll be on the right stacks for the most part. You'll be on the right hitters for the most part. You'll have good nights and bad nights, but we're looking for great nights. And when these things come together, which they do, fairly often, you will see your lineups really chug up those leaderboards. If you like this type of coaching, you want more information, more detailed information, you want to kick your system back and forth with me or any of the other coaches, you need to be a VIP. You come in here, dfsarmy.com, use the coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P, and get that discount because, after all, why pay full price if you don't have to? Get lined up for NFL, NBA, MLB, all of the sports that are playing right now. I had a $12,000 winner in tennis this week. You guys, it happens for somebody every single day. Why not you? Come on inside, say hi to me, use the like and subscribe button while you're down there. I appreciate that. And I will hopefully talk to you guys on the inside. Take care.